treat. This is one of my very, very favorite tricks to perform. It's basically Pavel's fantastic knot effect, but I call it Daryl's amazing acrobatic knot because I've added a lot of extra touches, which we'll get into later. But right now I'd like to show you the very basic, simple routine. 2 pieces of rope. The white rope gets a very simple overhand knot. Then all I need to do is twirl the ropes together, then say the secret magic words, which of course I must say silently to myself. That causes the knot to jump off the white rope over to the red, and to prove it really did jump, it is a real knot, I can very slowly and fairly untie it right in front of your eyes, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the acrobatic knot. Well, I think it's a good idea that we start at the very beginning. I'd like to explain the simplest, the easiest, the most basic routine for the acrobatic knot. And this is actually quite similar, in fact, very similar to Pavel's original fantastic knot handling. Minor changes, and that's all. So learn this first. In fact, I would highly recommend you learn this first, every detail, before you even think about going to the more advanced routine. So get your ropes, and we're ready to begin. Well, we're ready for the very simple routine. The only preparation really is to tie a knot, any type of knot, using the entire white section of the red and white rope. Here's a very easy way to do it. Just hold with your left hand right where the red and white sections join, and take the other end and just twirl it behind, wrap it around behind, around, in front, behind again. That's all. And just stick the end through. That's all there is to it. Now, when you tighten this knot, just make sure that you hide the sections where the red and white ropes join inside of the knot. So I'll have to pull a little tighter here. That looks pretty good. That's it. It's just a simple knot, and it completely conceals the joins. Okay? You hide that in your hand, display it to the audience. Your other hand has the other rope, the white rope, so you could just display the ropes cleanly like this. The next step is to tie a slip knot with the white rope. Now here's one simple way to do that. Just grab the end, pull it back a little bit, make a loop going away from your body. That's very important that you go away from your body towards the audience. It will not work if you bring it in towards yourself. So hold the rope like this, go away from your body, hold with your index finger where the ropes cross, and let the end fall forward, that is, away from you. To tie the slip knot, your thumb and index finger of the right hand reaches through the loop, you grab that end, bring it through towards you, and right now the tip of your left thumb is going to push a little bite of rope into the loop, just like this, as you tighten it. Of course, all this is done under cover of the hand. The audience doesn't see the thumb going into the loop. And now, the final part is to take the index finger and middle finger and just clip it, pull the thumb out, and now flatten out the knot. So it looks like just an ordinary knot, but actually that's a slip knot. After this, you put the knot down towards the bottom, and you're going to twirl the ropes together. Now to do that, you just hold them both like this, and as you're twirling the ropes, secretly what you do is your index finger of the right hand moves from behind the ropes to the front. That's all you need to do. Just get it to the front. Now all this time you're twirling the ropes. Then to take the slip knot out, your left hand grabs the bottom ends of the ropes. As you stroke the ropes, that automatically takes the slip knot out. It's dissolved. Then you bring the ropes up to your mouth to say the secret magic words. And as you do that, now the index finger and thumb of the right hand could grab the red end from the left hand. So now you say the magic words. And to switch the ends, the right hand opens and lets the opposite 2 ends drop as it holds the red end, and you separate the hands. That's all there is to it. So at this point, you can get rid of the white rope and continue with the routine. You just say the magic words, you snap your fingers, or whatever you want to do to show the magic, and then you very slowly and dramatically untie the knot. And now you can hand this out for complete examination. Now it's time for the full-blown routine. This is exactly the way I do this trick on stage for 1,000 people, strolling at a cocktail party for 1 or 2 people at a time, close-up room. It's very, very practical. Start clean. That's important. It's a little mystery, ladies and gentlemen, with a piece of white rope. Now, I must admit, for many years, I used to perform this mystery with 2 pieces of white rope, but then I realized nobody had any idea what I was doing. So now, for contrastular purposes, I use different colored ropes. It's a much better mystery. A lovely shade of red, so you will not confuse it with the white, or for those who may not be watching with a color set, dark and light. And it's the light rope you need to watch. Just make a loop, pass the end through the loop and pull. This, of course, gives me a knot. But this is a very special knot. This is known as the amazing acrobatic knot. The reason it's called that is all I've got to do is twirl the ropes together, then say the secret magic words, which I must say silently to myself. That causes the knot to jump off the white rope over to the red, which in itself is quite a feat, although I seem to be the only one who thinks so. Getting the knot to jump is relatively easy, but here's the hard part. Give it a squeeze like this, turn it into a sliding knot, because you can actually slide the knot right off the rope. In fact, completely off the other side like this. Now the hardest part is to hold the rope like this, the knot like that. Don't blink or you'll miss it. Watch the rope, watch the knot, right back on just like that. And if you have some magic dust, which conveniently enough I do, just reach into the pocket, get a little handful, just a little sprinkle, watch the knot. Oh, that turns it into a sliding knot again. I could slide it all the way down to here. And if I blow one last time, what that does is that fuse welds the rope and the knot together, dissolving them together as one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the mystery of the acrobatic knot. Voila. Well, now that you have completely mastered the simple basic routine, it's time to move forward. This is it. This is the routine that I use, move for move, detail for detail. There's a lot more involvement here, but it's considerably better, and I think you'll enjoy it. So, get your ropes. Let's get into it. I value my pocket space when I'm performing, so I usually start by taking the knot, threading it onto one end of the rope like this, and then I take the white rope, fold it into thirds, and then very loosely tie an overhand knot. This way, this white rope could be kept any place. It could be in your close-up bag, it could be in one of your pockets if you want to, but I like to have it completely out of my pockets. Okay, that's the setup for this. The setup for the red and white rope is a little bit different. Here you're going to tie the Hunter bow knot, or the Hunter schoolboy knot by G.W. Hunter from England. Here's how it's done. You grab the rope right where the red and white sections join with both hands. You make sort of a backwards letter N like this. Now I'm going to reach inside and clip the right end between the left middle finger and index finger. At the same time, clip the left end between the right middle finger and index finger and pull those ends through. So basically all this does is it ties a bow knot. Now when you tie the bow, tie it pretty tightly. You don't want it to dissolve too early. And make sure that the top of the bow has the white section on both ends like that. Now, the Hunter bow knot is one end goes through just like this. The opposite end goes through, but first it comes to the other side before it goes through. So in other words, in this case, it comes from the back to the front. It goes through. Now, if I pull this, this will make a dissolving bow knot. But don't dissolve it just yet. Tighten it up and make sure that when you tighten it, you hide where the red and white sections join. At the end, this gives you a nice solid-looking knot. You can show it very cleanly on all sides. Now that is the Hunter bow knot. Now what I do with this rope is I fold it in half and then in half again, maybe a third time. The important thing is to have the knot at the top of the bundle, and then I place the entire bundle into my left pants pocket, or the left trousers pocket. Very important that you have the knot at the top of the bundle. Okay? Now when you're ready to do the routine, your hands are empty. You pick up the white rope from either your close-up bag or from your table, wherever you want to keep it. And in the act of unbundling this rope, you're going to secretly palm off the knot. Now, here's a little tip that I learned from my wife, Allison. I used to just steal the knot off and then unbundle the rope as two separate moves. What she suggests is, in the very act of unbundling the rope, this will be on there, you actually untie it like this. Automatically, that slides the knot off. So you have the knot secretly hidden in your right hand as you display the white rope. Okay? Now, here's a little tip in this routine. In fact, all routines, if I'm lucky. Anytime I have something palmed in my hand, I try to have something else in the same hand that's visible to the audience. That makes the hand look a lot more natural. Now the left hand goes into the left pants pocket, and immediately I grab the knot, hiding the knot in the hand, pull the rope out. So this is how the ropes are displayed to the audience. Now there's one more little display sequence I like to use. I align the ropes like this, holding them in the left hand, and the red rope is on the right side. Remember, this knot is actually here. I display the red rope first by pinching the very top of the rope right above the knot that's hidden in the left hand, and separate the hands. Now the audience does not see this. You secretly transfer the knot over to the other hand, unseen by the audience. So you show the red rope, fold it in half, display it. In the same way you show the white rope, fold that in half and display it like this. Now you drop the clean ends of each, keeping of course the extra knot and the knot tied on the rope in the right hand, like that. Now, like before, you tie the slip knot. Remember, you go away from your body towards the audience, hold where it crosses with the index finger and thumb of the left hand, reach through the loop, grab the end, pull it through the loop towards you, and in tightening the knot, you push the tip of the thumb inside. So you're actually making a slip knot. And like before, use the index and middle fingers of the left hand to clip it, flatten it out. That looks very convincing. Just like the original handling, you hold that so that it's down towards the bottom. You're going to twirl the two ropes together, and like before, you switch the index finger from the back to the front, twirl the ropes. The left hand, remember, is going to secretly take out the slip knot, and that's how fast it is. It comes out instantly. You bring the ropes up to your mouth to say the secret magic words. Secretly, your index finger and thumb of the right hand grabs a hold of the red end from the left hand, and when you throw the ends down, you're going to throw the opposite ends down. Now, this is very important. Throw the other ends down, but retain the knot. Very important. So you bring it up like this, magic words, throw the other ends down, retain the knot, separate the hands, and of course the audience sees that the knot has jumped across. Now we're ready to have some fun. You show the knot to the audience very cleanly. You grab it with the right hand, but what you're going to do is actually grab the knot, secretly form a pleat of rope. You're just going to fold a little pleat of rope into the left hand like this, bring the rope down like this, and get this other knot and hold it in the secret position. That is, you put it in front of the rope, hold it with your thumb and middle finger, and the index finger goes in the back. So from the audience's point of view, it looks exactly as if the knot is on the rope. But from your view, of course, you see you're just holding it against it. That is the middle finger on top, the thumb at the bottom, and the index finger at the back. That helps to act as like a guide. It allows you to just slide the knot down the rope like this. Now, with a little bit of practice with your timing, you're going to drop the secret bite or the secret pleat of rope like this as you throw that there. Okay? Now, if you do it properly, it should look like you just throw the knot back on the rope. If you drop the knot a little too soon, it looks very bad, right? If you drop it too late, it looks even worse. You do this and that. No good. So practice so that you can hold the rope like this, the knot like that, apparently just toss it back on. And it looks great. You show this. Pull the rope all the way through the right hand until the knot is now down towards the bottom. Then I reach into the right pocket. I get rid of the knot as I bring out the magic fire. If I'm using a cigarette lighter, or some places I perform, they don't allow fire, so I just bring out invisible magic dust. And here's a fun little thing. I pretend to sprinkle the invisible dust on the knot, and I actually just flick the rope with my middle finger. So it gives the illusion that you flick it, and the knot jumps. That's good for a laugh. Then you show the knot once again in the right hand, and here is the sliding knot move by Jack Miller. You're holding the opposite end of the rope in the left hand. What you're really going to do is basically switch the ends of the rope. The left hand comes up, grabs the knot from the right hand, and as you do that, the right hand lets go of this end, grabs the end from the left hand, and you make a fist with your left hand and slide. It creates the illusion that you slide the knot down to the other side. Okay? Now this is the way I've done it for years. It's a great little looking routine. You grab it, you slide it, and it looks like it jumps to the other side. One day somebody from a lecture said, well, can you do that more visibly? So I went back to the hotel room and I tried this and I tried it, and it looks great. You hold the knot like this, you just grab it with the thumb at the bottom, middle finger on the top, index finger in the back, switch the ends, and from the audience's view, they can actually see the knot as it slides down to the other side. Then for the big finish, you do your little magic, and because you tied a hunter bow knot at the very beginning, you do not have to physically untie the knot. You just rub it and slowly dissolve that section right in. And that is the finish to the advanced handling of the acrobatic knot. The reset for this is very easy. I almost always use this as the last trick in a strolling set. So as I say, thank you very much, glad you enjoyed yourself, and I move to the next group, I simply take the piece of rope like this, and I tie the hunter bow knot. So that's the bow, pull it pretty tightly, remember. Put the ends through like this, and remember when you tighten the knot, just make sure you hide where the red and white sections join. This, you just bundle it up, put it in your pocket. This whole reset takes about 15 to 20 seconds. Fortunately, when I'm doing the routine, remember the part where you reach into the pocket for the magic dust? That's when I leave the knot behind in the right coat pocket. So I leave it there. Then when I go to the next group and I start to do the trick, I say, I need a piece of white rope. I reach into this pocket, I finger palm the knot, and then I actually gather the rope with the other hand, whether it's in my coat pocket or in my doctor's bag or wherever I carry my props. And now you're ready to do the whole routine over again. Okay, so that's all there is to the reset. I must admit, I very much enjoy doing the impromptu sliding technique. So let me show you. If you want to, you can do this twice. You show the knot. You can slide it from one end to the other and drop it. If you want to, you can slide it back to the first end and drop it. And maybe for a super sacco finish, you can do it one last time slowly and visually like this. So you could repeat the impromptu slide technique. There's only one more piece I'd like to add, and this is the big finish. You may want to use this if you like living dangerously. Personally, I don't often use it myself for that very reason. Here's what you do. At that one point of the routine, when you've done this, you've already done the switch, you've made the pleat of rope secretly, and you slide the knot off. When it comes time to put it back on, normally what I do is I just do this and throw it on. But since you're not using your fingers to hold the knot or the rope, you're using a thumb palm, you could thumb palm the rope, throw this in the air, and catch it with one hand. Now when that works, it looks great. There's the rope, there's the knot, boom, visually it goes back on. The disadvantage is if you don't catch it, it looks terrible. Also, that leaves the knot in the wrong position. It's finger palmed in the left hand instead of the right hand. So if you do this, you have to do some kind of a changeover technique. And what that is I show the knot that jumped across. The knot's hidden here, remember. And in the act of transferring the rope to the left hand, I secretly pick up the finger palmed knot in the right hand. So at regular speed, it looks like this. You put the rope over here, you show it a little bit, then you reach into the pocket for the magic dust, you do the little jump, and you continue on with the routine. Good luck to you. You've got a lot of information, and I hope it works as well for you as it does.